Okay, good. Because you have, for the benefit of my audience, I want to read that. It's just 2-page, and so it's simple. I can go straight to it. The first part just gives us background, which we all know. But I want to go to the meaty part. It says, after full inquiry, the committee has submitted its report to the president recommending your removal from office based on the following findings. And this is important. Quote, in the opinion of the committee, the travel expenses which the Chief Justice heaped on the judicial service when she traveled on holidays in September 2022, first to Tanzania with her husband, and second to the United States of America with a daughter, together with the payment of per diem to the spouse and daughter of the Chief Justice, constitute unlawful expenditure of public funds. It cannot be justified in law or policy. Those acts constitute avoidable and reckless dissipation of public funds and, in the view of the committee, to have been occasioned by the overall head of the judiciary and the judicial service, whose duty it is to guard public resources allocated by government, is caught within the spectrum of stated misbehavior. So that's the first one. Second, the committee states without fear or favor that the Chief Justice unjustifiably breached the provisions in Article 296A and B of the Constitution, 1992, in the way and manner that she transferred Mr. Bading. Her conduct amounted to misbehavior. And then there is a second part of this that also tells us a bit more about another ground for their recommendation for her to be removed. That the committee is of the view that the conduct of the respondent is squarely in the category of conduct described as stated misbehavior under Article 1461 of the Constitution. The committee is of the opinion that the action and conduct of the Chief Justice falls within the meaning and categories of stated misbehavior as provided under Article 1461. Quote, however, the Chief Justice cannot lay claim to ignorance of the nomination process and procedure, notwithstanding the fact that the process and procedure are not spelled out in the Constitution by case law. The appointment of the Chief Justice herself as a Justice of the Supreme Court went through the very process and procedure set out in the Ghana Bar Association case. Therefore, to seek wittingly to outwit this known process and procedure for appointing Supreme Court justices amounts to misbehavior in the eyes of the committee, and the committee finds it as such. And just a little bit of context. This part is in reference to the contents of the petition that alleged that she circumvented the constitutional process in recommending to the president at the time, the appointment of some justices to the Supreme Court. And that, by the way, was a subject of, broad public criticism, including the first time we saw the GBA publicly on the show criticizing the Chief Justice for circumventing the process that has been practiced and implemented for so long. And so that is the context of this last ground, that she circumvented that process, and that was stated ground of misbehavior. The committee recommended your removal in the following terms in view of the findings of the committee in the paragraph stated above of the Constitution. The Chief Justice, Erabas Isabatokono, ought to be removed from office. So that basically are a few of the details that we're learning that led to the recommendation for her to be removed. And then we've seen John Mohammed's own signed letter on the back of this. And I want to read that quickly. And he says, now, therefore, know ye all men that I, John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, in pursuance of said Article 1469, do hereby remove the said Chief Justice, Justice Gertrude Sabais Tokono, from the office of the Chief Justice and Justice of the Supreme Court with effect from the date hereof. And this date is today.